Crypto Kids, welcome back to another video. In this video, myself and the legend Carl Moon are going to talk about a very important pattern, a falling wedge that is forming on the weekly time frame, the same pattern formed in the previous bear market, and Carl made tens of videos where he spoke about it, opened positions in the middle of the night as Bitcoin broke towards the upside. So I thought it was appropriate, and thank you so much, Carl, for accepting, to invite you on the channel and figure out if you think a similar 540% explosive move can repeat with this falling wedge. Carl, the most important question is, of course, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing absolutely amazing, and the reason why I'm doing amazing is because I always, I never stop believing in Bitcoin. I still have more Bitcoin today than I had a couple of weeks ago, and I keep adding to my spot positions. So, whenever you hold Bitcoin, you always feel safe. Even though the price is going down. So. Definitely, I think we're going to go back up to like a bull market territory quite soon. And yeah, like you said, there's a certain pattern that could indicate when that happens. So yeah, I mean, I'm doing very well, even though of course the markets are a bit boring, but that's the time to accumulate, and that's what I'm doing. So I keep buying every single week. In fact, I've been buying a lot actually the past few weeks because of the current market structure and this falling wedge that you're beautifully putting on the screen right now.
Well, speaking of the falling wedge, thank you. It's great to hear that you're doing fine, guys and girls. If today is a day where you bought some Bitcoin into your HODL portfolio, please destroy the like button on this particular update. And we have so many cool guests that we have on the show. So your likes will be further appreciation and, well, let's say an excuse to bring on more incredible guests here on the Crypto Kid channel. Destroy the like button. And if you want to trade the following pattern that we're going to talk about here today with Carl Moon, then check out our partnered exchanges using the links down below to get the best bonuses available. BTCC are giving like the craziest bonus I've seen in a while with the second link in the description. You can get up to a 10% deposit bonus, up to 30,000 sign up bonus, and you become VIP, giving you 33% in trading fee discount. You just need an email address and password. That is it, Carl. Falling wedge pattern. Previously on your videos, I think this was 3 years back, December 21st, 2022. You highlighted a bullish divergence occurring on the weekly time frame. You talked about the falling wedge. You said that we're going to break towards the upside, and it happened exactly as predicted. We punched in the low at 15,500. We broke above. Your initial target was $30,000. Then as Bitcoin broke upwards, you woke up in the middle of the night, jumped into positions on Bybit, which became super, super profitable. And obviously you said 30K is not going to be the end. We can actually go all the way up to the full target of the falling wedge pattern. It was on this video right here, and you expected 70s. The rest is history. Bitcoin not only has a falling wedge, we have an RSI bullish divergence too. Can you walk us through the path that Bitcoin may take and how we can trade it?
Yeah, I mean, like you pointed out, in the past bull market or bear market, actually, I did point out that exact falling wedge, and I did open up big positions, just like I am preparing to do now as well. And you know, I think one of the most important patterns that I have traded over my years of trading crypto since 2017 is the bullish divergence. Like that indicator on the RSI, that signal is just so important and so powerful, and especially on the bigger time frames. So whenever I see a bullish divergence on the weekly, that almost always results in a trend reversal, and also a bearish divergence on the flip side. And actually, if you zoom back out again, you can see that both bull markets have ended on bearish divergence. Exactly there and there where you are pointing out now, both these points are massive bearish divergences, and they indicated to me that the bull market could be over, which is why I did take some profit. I did buy, for example, one of the most expensive villas in Scandinavia, which is yet to be shown to people. But whenever I see those signals, I take profits. And the previous bull market, I bought my Bugatti Veyron with Ethereum when Ethereum was at like 4.5k.
I
So
think with this trade, oh no, so no, sorry, you bought it when you timed the top for Ethereum, and then with these
yeah,
trades, you bought a bunch of Ferraris. Sorry, my mistake. I'm getting them mixed up.
too many profits to keep track of. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, exactly. So yeah, those positions you see open there on Bybit on my screen, or your, yeah, where you're showing there, those positions I opened up because of my conviction that the bullish divergence and the falling wedge in the previous bear market would break out, which they did, and they actually went way higher than what people expected, and we went all the way up to what was the all-time high, like
126.
120, one exactly. So way super good. So right now, I think we can replicate the exact same thing. And before we go into the exact specifics, I think we should reach at least 1,000 likes on this video. How many likes do you usually get on an average video?
Well, it depends. I think mostly we are between the 400 to the 500 like band.
Yeah. So that means today we're gonna get 1,000 likes. I'm very confident that your audience, and also everyone watching who comes from my audience right now, you guys will help out even more and just like smash that button to 1,000 likes. That's incredible. All right, so let's get into that.
Yes, let
So,
me hand over the microphone to you, Carl. Do you think we're gonna come lower first? Because last time you actually got it spot on. Bitcoin went to 15,500. That was the low of the cycle,
mhm,
and you said we're gonna go straight up from here. That's what we did. So in this
yeah.
event, do you see us dumping first, then breaking up? What's the roadmap?
Um, okay, so I don't think we need to go lower. I don't think we're gonna like necessarily go much lower. We could go down just like insignificant amounts, and then I think we're going to start going up, because this bullish divergence, if you could just highlight it again there,
Sure.
is super strong. And like, if anything, if we were to go a little bit lower, that's just probably going to result in another bullish divergence, like a triple bullish divergence potentially. But I would say, um, I think we're going to start going up from now. But obviously, like, if you use like 100x leverage and no stop loss, then yeah, you're gonna get liquidated if you open up now. But if you have 10x leverage and stop loss, which is not so tight, maybe just give some breathing room for the position, then yeah, we could go a little bit lower. But I think that um, we're going to be able to catch a position here. So basically, what I did in the previous bear market, which I'm doing right now as well, is like I keep opening up positions. Like every time I get liquidated, I just open up new positions. So I don't make mega positions right now, because then the money runs out, right? But what I do, I do like small to medium positions on Bitcoin, and I just keep opening them up, and I put the stop loss usually like at the strategic level, like usually like just below like a previous low or something, and then they keep getting stopped out, and then eventually one of these positions be will stick, and we'll be able to catch this falling wedge breakout. And then we're gonna make so much money in the next bull market, because the next bull market, it's gonna be like the previous ones. We're gonna like go above people's expectations. We're gonna go into a bull market, and then those hodl positions are going to be incredibly important. And that's what I call them, hodl positions, because they are leverage positions that are going to be held for a long term, for a whole cycle, like a bull cycle. And basically, even if you have 20 positions that get stopped out, and you lose, let's say, 10% of your capital on those per stopping out, that's you know a big loss. That you lose more than what you put into those positions. But the moment you have one that sticks, and you have 10x leverage, and Bitcoin goes from, let's say, 60k to even just 100k, you're gonna make back probably more than you made already there, or that you lost there. But even more important, when Bitcoin goes to like 200k, 300k, or maybe beyond, you're gonna make so much money from that position, that alone, that you will make up for the losses, and way above, like way above. So um, that's my strategy.
And I think I was chatting with Chris a few weeks ago, and he told me to do the same thing. And I remember last cycle you were building those positions, and then when Bitcoin experienced that large breakout, you made your video in the middle of the night and you added to them. So I think that's a very viable viable strategy to think about and consider. And I would personally maybe begin with a 2x, 3x leverage long now, and then add, let's say, that stop loss from the prior low is at $59,100. That could be the initial stop loss. If that gets taken out, you can do another one. And eventually, one is going to stick. And with that position, I would increase the margin as I see the breakout. Last cycle was beautiful since you broke above. You retested prior resistance to validate the actual existence of the pattern. And following that retest, Bitcoin just shot up 500 something percent. So keeping some 2x, 3x, 4x leverage positions now with stop losses at lows, jumping in if it does get stopped out, will catch or get near to the bottom. And when we see the breakout, increasing margin, adding further if we get a retest, could set us up for some very profitable trades for the bull run, where we go hopefully closer to 200 or maybe over 200. Carl, what is your prediction? Where would you be looking to take profits on these Bitcoin hodl positions? When do you think the high is going to be? Where do you think the high is going to be?
Okay, so big disclaimer is that every bull market I've been able to successfully predict that the market is coming and that we're going to go up a lot, right?
Yes,
However, I have always been wrong on the bull market target, and so have basically everyone else. So
yes.
I don't know where we're going to go. Like, my gut feeling has obviously been complete wrong every bull market. So, but yeah, like if you still want to know what I think, like
I
I
do. I
would
really do.
say, yeah, I mean, you most likely whatever I say is not going to happen. So, but I'm still going to say it. So, I think for the next bull market, I think we're gonna go way above 200K. I think anything below that would be extremely surprising to me. And I think this could be the bull market where we go really ballistic because it also depends a bit on the stock market. But like if we have stock markets at roaring highs and like all-time highs, then I think that could be a good thing for Bitcoin because of course when people have a lot of extra cash and they see Bitcoin going up, then they will FOMO in there. So that means if the next 2 years or 2 3 years of Bitcoin bull cycle is parallel with a stock market bull cycle, then yeah, Bitcoin could maybe go to 500K or $1 million maybe in the next 3 years. That would not surprise me at all. In fact, that would just meet my expectations on where Bitcoin should be based on my calculations from back in 2017. Like I was sure that by now we would be like at least 200, 400, and then I think towards 2030, I always thought Bitcoin would be above $1 million. Obviously, I've been quite wrong so far on those targets, but I think if
But
we
they're all
now
eventually going to
see
happen.
that,
All those
yeah, yeah,
targets
yeah,
will
it's just
eventually
my
be met.
timing has been off. Yeah, 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 exactly. Like it's just my timing has not been the best in terms of when we go. My timing has been near perfect on the cycle lows and highs in terms of when they happen, I would say, but the price targets have been way off, and that's my biggest weakness, I would say. I think everyone's biggest weakness is that it's impossible to catch
It's
the
impossible.
exact top and the exact bottom. Like we don't know where it's going to be, but we can see approximately when it's happening, just like now, like with this bullish divergence. I'm quite confident this is probably the bottom because of that bullish divergence. And I could not have said that 3 months ago. It's impossible. But now, when you see the bullish divergence, now it's starting to reveal itself, right? And that's why we should get 1,000 likes because we're spitting some pretty important information here. But yeah, so I think $1 million is very possible within the next 2 3 years. To be conservative, I would say 300K. Anything below 300K would actually make me very surprised. And actually, if we don't go above 200K, then I would say that kind of hurts a little bit the branding of Bitcoin, because then people would just say like, yeah, Bitcoin doesn't really seem to be
It's just a
much of a
stable
store of value
coin.
anymore.
I'll put money in the S&P 500 instead. Maybe I'll get more lucky there.
Yeah, exactly. So I wish we do go higher, because the branding of Bitcoin needs to remain intact. That it is a great store of value and also a great investment, and all those things. But I'm not worried. Like, I'm gonna be fine. So that's why I keep buying Bitcoin every single week. Like, I make money every day, actually every week, and I convert all of that to Bitcoin, as much as I can. A couple of months ago, like maybe 6 months ago, I was actually keeping some USDT on the sidelines if we were to go a little bit lower, which we did, and now I've converted all of that to Bitcoin. So basically, right now, I told on my channel, like, if you have USDT laying around, now is the time to deploy that back into the crypto market, especially on Bitcoin. But actually, I think we should also start buying some altcoins right now. I have not really started yet. I have just like dibbled into a little bit like past couple of weeks, but I think right now I am going to start looking for crazy deals on altcoins, like buying some Sui, maybe some Solana, etc. Like blue chips that are down significantly, and make bank on those when the altcoin season finally happens, which I think, of course, will happen at some point. Altcoin season became a bit of a meme, but like, yeah, it's going to happen at some point, and then all those depressed prices will spring back up, and we're going to make like 20, 30x easy.
Yeah, my prediction is when I'm 22, we should have, or 23, we should have altcoin season. Fingers crossed. That's my
Yeah,
that's
I
my
mean,
guess.
I think it's going to happen way faster than that, but
Hopefully.
yeah, it's coming.
Well, Carl, thank you
It's
so
coming.
much. And I think the cool thing about trading is you can always decide to take your profits whenever it appears to be that Bitcoin is topping. So you don't need like a particular price to take profits on a trade. Like if you're seeing a bearish divergence, just like what we had in the prior bear market or bull market that flipped us into a bear, then you may say, all right, whatever it is that Bitcoin is trading at currently, I'm willing to take capital off from the table and put it into my pocket. And once we do see a sign that's the inverse of what we have right now, which is bullish, then we'll make another interview together and say, hey, Carl, I think now probably it's a good idea to take some profits. Carl, thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. We will make a video on your channel in a moment's time where I will show a chart that represents in addition to the bullish divergence and the falling wedge on why I believe it's a fantastic area to be accumulating Bitcoin. So stay tuned on the Moonshow channel. And with that, Carl, if there are no last words, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, the only last words is that if you're watching this right now, first of all, big shout out, because you guys are the bear market warriors. Right now is like the worst time in crypto history, maybe. And if you guys are watching now, I think you're going to have thousands of people watching. You guys are incredible, because you are going to be very wealthy, because if you're here now, probably you do hold still Bitcoin and some altcoins. But my reminder is to you right now that these are the moments you want to accumulate. And if you go back to my videos back when those that Crypto Kid were showing you, I said the same thing. I told everyone, now is the time. Now, when everyone hates crypto, when everyone hates Bitcoin, and everyone talks about FTX and blah blah blah. I remember all these like horrible events that were happening. I said, now is the time to be accumulating. Like, convert all your cash, like even literally sell real estate, sell cars, buy Bitcoin on the spot, because then you cannot go wrong. Like, obviously, don't put like 10x leverage with all your net worth. That's risky. But if you put money into spot Bitcoin right now, then you are going to get a fantastic deal on something which is supposed to be much more expensive. Just look at Michael Saylor. He keeps buying, keeps buying, and he's not the only one. I'm also doing that, and most people I know that are like super smart, they buy Bitcoin as much as they can. And yeah, like I'm really serious. Like, if you have excess amount of cars or real estate or watches that you don't feel like you're using anymore, sell them, buy Bitcoin, wait, have patience, and you will be able to buy all these things many times over in the future. So, um, Warren Buffett usually says that, wealth is given to the patient, right? So you need patience, and now, and also wealth is made in the bear market, not the bull market. So now is the time. Now is when the money is made. Money is not made when Bitcoin breaks above 100K. Then the money was made already. So I think now is really the time to use your fingers and start pressing buttons and buy as much as you can. And I don't know how to make it more easy to understand.
Yo, by the way, this was the
Yeah.
video. This was exactly the video. That's what I was searching for, where you counted, like we had FTX, we had Celsius, we had BlockFi. Like this is it. We're now it's done now. And this is the moment where, if there is a time to buy, and if there was a PlayStation that you've been dreaming of getting as a kid, and it's on a 47% sale, do you wait
Mm.
longer to see maybe if it reaches a 60% discount? No, you buy at the 47% sale because you've been wanting to jump in, and this is a perfect opportunity if so. And I completely agree. And I'm lucky that I found this industry when I was a little bit younger, and I have a little bit more time on my hands to accumulate and have that
Mhm.
patience. Like I understand maybe some people don't have the same patience as I do. But the good news is that the financial system is so corrupt, it's on the brink of failure. And when it fails, when it goes bust, things like Bitcoin will reach millions of dollars. And I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to that day.
me too. Do you mind actually linking that video down below if people want to go and watch it, and just because
Yeah,
I think
sure.
seeing that video now can really make people realize that, oh, we are in the same situation once again,
Sure.
and make people actually, realize that it happened before, it's going to happen again. So because usually at the bottom it's very hard to see that it's going to go up because you feel like everything is so bearish, but going back, seeing that video, um, and then looking at the price to see how absolutely astronomical the gains came after, and comparing that to the bearishness when I made that video, because I remember making those videos, crypto was in the worst state I've seen. Like you had FTX, Luna, all these bullshit, like everything was just crumbling down. And I got so much hate, by the way, for saying that crypto was going to go up again, that Bitcoin was going to break out. Like everyone said, no, Bitcoin's going to go below 10K, Bitcoin's going to 5K, like blah blah blah. You know, um, I remember that. So now it's similar. Like whenever I say Bitcoin is going to recover, people go in the comments and they say something nasty, and that's how I know we're at the bottom.
I agree. It's when the people capitulate, when the masses capitulate, and we're getting close. Guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. Carl, it was a pleasure, as always, to have you on my channel.
Let's say someone right now wants to open up, let's say, a 5x position on Bitcoin or Ethereum or both. Which exchange do you think is most suitable to do so, in your opinion?
Well, I'll be a little bit biased because we have our incredible partners that allow these videos to happen. They've been supporting us for months and sometimes even years. We have Weeks. They give you up to a $30,000 bonus. I like to diversify my capital. I spread my capital out on multiple exchanges, and I use Weeks. I use BTCC, LavX, Bybit, OKX, a bunch of different exchanges. But if you want to open leverage positions, Weeks, BTCC, LavX, Bybit, these are the ones that I am currently doing my trading on.
I only have one position open right now, and that is on Weeks.
Mhm.
I think it's a great exchange actually, because they have isolated and they have all the liquidity needed, and that's just where I have my position open right now. But I am also going to open up positions on a couple of other exchanges as well. I like to have positions open on several exchanges because it's a great way of hedging risk, and also you can have like a 5x position on one exchange, 10x on another one, maybe 50x on one, just like have like a crazy position with like lower margin, right? So that's why I think you guys can go and sign up with the CryptoKids links to all three exchanges actually, and try all of them out and open up positions on all of them, and then maybe stick with only two in the future. So you try all three, and then you stick with the two that you like the most. And yeah, I mean, I like Weeks the most, but maybe you find out that you like another one the most. So I think it's good to do that.
Oh yeah, and with our links, you'll get bonuses that if you were to sign up traditionally, you won't be able to get. So it's just something that we negotiated for you, and our partners were very kind in offering such campaigns. Well, with that, now you can click on my face, the video that's on my face, because you will see the video of our interview on the Moon Show channel. Take care, and as always, guys, see you on the next one.